Today's video is specially for the people who love to flex their height by grabbing a cookie jar placed on the uppermost shelf in front of their short siblings and friends, as we are going to talk about the tallest group of people in the world, aka the Dinka Tribe. Welcome to Top 10. Please hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon. Finally, let us dig right into the meat. Boasting an average height of 6 feet and 1 inch, which is a lot more than the average height in the rest of the world, the members of the Dinka tribe are considered the tallest people in the world. Dinka, also called Jieng, are people who dwell in the savanna country surrounding the central swamps of the Nile basin, primarily in South Sudan. The origin and history of the Nylatic, the group to which the Dinka belong, is widely contested. Historians suggest that Nylatics were a group of agriculturalists who settled in the Bahr al-Ghalazan region of South Sudan, where they acquired the technologies of domesticating cattle. They speak a Nylatic language classified within the Eastern Sudanic branch of the Nilo-Saharan languages and are closely related to the Nuer. The Dinka are fundamentally transhuman pastoralists, moving their crowds of dairy cattle to riverine pastures during the dry season, for example December to April, and back to permanent communities in savanna woods during the downpours, where their food crops, or essentially millet, is harvested. Dinka people have been politically under the modern state of Sudan since the formation of the polity in the 1820s, when Muhammad Ali, the viceroy of Ottoman Sultan in Egypt, invaded Sudan in search of slaves. However, the Dinka, the largest ethnic group in Sudan, and many of the other peoples of South Sudan remain resistant to the polity. The Dinka are divided into about 25 mutually independent tribal groups. But despite the heterogeneity among these sections, they remain united by physical characteristics. Their pride is being Dinka and their remarkable cultural similarities. The most important of these similarities is the Dinka's love for cattle. Interestingly, among the Dinka, only an educated minority knows that they are called Dinka, but no one knows what Dinka means. The Dinkas care about their ancient traditions a lot, and because of that, they've remained in seclusion for most of their lives. They defended themselves against the Ottoman Turks in the 1800s and also dealt with forceful efforts of slave merchants successfully, which imposed conversion to Islam. Spiritual leadership and intervention are important to the Dinka, who are intensely religious and for whom God Nile and many ancestral spirits play a central and intimate part in everyday life. Anything from a lie to a murder may be an occasion for the sacrificial propitiation of the divine. Mocking the sick or the poor or failing to help at times of dire need are all punishable by gods. Gossip and the importance of reputation serve as mechanisms for sanctioning deviation, but the most powerful deterrent to antisocial behavior is the fear of punishment for wrongdoing by supernatural forces. Cattle are of utmost importance to the dwellers of Dinka land. Around 400 words are in their vocabulary for cattle. The importance of cattle in the Dinka economy has had a great influence on the politics of contact between the Dinka and other pastoral groups neighboring them. This contact was initially based on exchange, but has gradually developed into hostility as Dinka's herding neighbors started to desire access to Dinka cattle on the grazing plains of Bahr al-Ghazal. Cattle have been both directly and indirectly a major cause of the rise of conflicts, in that they represent social, cultural, and economic security. A popular explanation of tallness in Dinka people is nutrition based on a calorie-stuffed diet rich in dairy products, grains, and meat. Dinka's primary nutrition is milk and organic food, and all of that also comes from cattle. Talking about the economy of Dinka, sadly it is below the subsistence level. The whole economy stands on 4 determinants, for example, livestock, agriculture, trading, and wild woods. Dinkas until recently were unaware of capitalism and just got introduced to terms like profit, market, and trade. The lifestyle of this tribe is more focused on communal living and harmony with their natural surroundings. It is therefore safe to describe the Dinka economy as a food economy, since the main goal of this activity is not so much to maximize profit and accumulate material wealth as it is to sustain a subsistent existence. There were no means of formal education in Dinka until the recent expansion of formal schooling into the more isolated regions of Africa and Asia has often arrived on the heels of international humanitarian interventions in response to natural disasters and war, and is highly driven by the international legitimization of education as a human right and the standardization of education in emergencies. Dinka elders used to teach their children themselves until 1930. Talking about politics, before the Second Civil War, which started in 1982, elderly men who remained involved in politics were considered as an authority representing the lowest political organization. The traditional Dinka political system is structured around the concept of clan headmen. The division of labor in this tribe exists just like any other group in the world does exist. Men are responsible for cattle grazing while women manage house chores, farming, and food preparation. Gender division of labor is flexible, however, and couples generally help each other out when need be. The exception is the area of cooking and milking the cows. Men never cook, and initiated adult males never milk cows. There is so much rigidity in these two areas that when a man is forced to milk the cows when no one else can do it, he cannot drink the milk, as it is believed that the act would bring calamity to his herd. Dinka boys also undergo a scarification process, and those who cry during this process are considered weak. This process takes a boy from boyhood to manhood. The men then choose the name of their favorite cattle so they can also have its attributes. Men also get involved in traditional dances and songs during all sorts of socializing events, including funerals. Since we just talked about male and female roles, it is a good time to talk about marriage as well, which is the foremost goal of any tribesman. However, divorce rates are generally very low, and divorces mainly happen only when women are unable to conceive. The family members try all in their might to sabotage divorces because divorce means the return of the bride wealth. Polygamy also used to be common among Dinka, but that trend is also dying with newer generations. Nudity is also very common in Dinka because these people feel more comfortable nude in hot weather. People are generally not so conscious about their bodies. People of Dinka partake in a lot of ceremonies and events. Year-end festivities, mending services, entertainment, dance, and singing are all essential for an expressive culture for which Dinka are popular. Cattle penances are significant rituals and are held at assigned seasons, for example, toward the start of the blustery season, at the gift of the yields, and gather and year's end festivities. The penances are typically directed at the area of motif, for example, a fig tree, waterway, or altar. At these supplications, profound pioneers call for sufficient downpours, cows, and human well-being in harmony. Funerals of spiritual leaders are elaborate affairs where men and women engage for days in dance, singing, and a mock battle. In earlier times, well-known spiritual leaders were buried alive. When he was thought to be dying, cattle camps moved into the leader's village. He was then placed in the grave, and people danced around it until his final breath. This practice was prohibited by the British colonial government to no avail and continues to this day, though on a limited scale. Dinka is known as the basketball tribe because it produced remarkable NBA players. Their tall height and superior arm spans makes these players formidable. Manute Bol, an incredible shot blocker, is one good example. These players move out of their tribe so they can play at the highest levels. However, they try to support their motherland in every way possible. Manute Bol was renowned for his charitable and human rights work in Sudan and was immensely popular in his home country. However, when he was offered the position of Minister of Sports, he declined as one of the requirements was that he convert from Christianity to Islam. NBA players produced by the tribe include Bobo, Funmaker, Lul Deng, Adar Majok, and Mariel Shayak. Bobo is the son of Manute Bol, while Lul Deng is considered as the most successful among the lot. So guys, we hope now you have a know-how about the tallest humans on Earth, because that is it from our side. Do let us know what fantasized you the most about this tribe apart from height. We would love to hear from you in the comment section. If you like this video, do leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Okay, we'll catch you in the next one. Until then,